What if I told you that a simple coin sitting in your pocket right now could be worth over $1 million, and you might spend it without even noticing? This is not a joke. This is real. Today we are talking about one of the most shocking coins in history, the 1957 wheat penny, a coin that looks completely normal, but in rare cases, can be worth a life-changing amount of money. And the craziest part, most people don't even know what to look for. Before we go deeper, you need to understand something important. The Lincoln wheat penny was never meant to be valuable. It was just a regular 1-cent coin used by millions of Americans every day. People used it to buy candy, groceries, and basic items, but hidden among millions of these coins are rare errors, tiny mistakes that turned ordinary pennies into treasures. Now let's talk about the 1957 wheat penny. At first glance, it looks completely normal. It has Abraham Lincoln on the front, and wheat ears on the back. Nothing special, right? Wrong, because in 1957, something unusual happened at the mint. A small number of coins were struck with a double die error. This means the design was accidentally stamped twice, slightly misaligned, creating a visible doubling effect on the letters and numbers, and this tiny mistake changed everything. The most famous version is the 1957 double die wheat penny. If you look closely at the word Liberty or In God We Trust, you can see clear doubling, not blurry, not damaged, but real, strong doubling, and collectors go crazy for this. Now here's where things get even more exciting. While most 1957 pennies are only worth a few cents, a genuine 1957 double die penny in high condition can sell for thousands of dollars, and in extremely rare, perfect condition, the value can skyrocket even higher. Some rare error coins in the wheat penny series have sold for hundreds of thousands, even over $1 million in extreme cases. That's why collectors are always searching, because one small detail can turn a 1-cent coin into a fortune. Now let's talk about the weight of the 1957 wheat penny. This is very important. The standard weight is about 3.11 grams. It is made mostly of copper, giving it that classic brown or reddish color. If your coin has a different weight or strange color, it could be something unusual, and possibly more valuable. Now imagine this: that you're cleaning your house, you find an old jar of coins, and inside, there's a 1957 penny. Most people would ignore it, some would spend it, but a smart person checks carefully. Because that one coin could change everything, and this is exactly why this topic is going viral, because people love the idea that hidden money is all around them. Coins they see every day, coins they never pay attention to, could secretly be worth thousands, or even millions. Now here's what you need to check on your 1957 wheat penny. Look closely at the text for doubling. Check the date carefully. Examine the condition of the coin. Weigh the coin if possible. Compare it with verified examples. And most importantly, do not rush to sell it without proper identification, because many people make this mistake. They sell rare coins for a few dollars, not realizing their true value, and once it's gone forever. So the next time you see a penny, don't ignore it, look closer, because history has proven that small coins can carry massive value, and who knows, the next $1 million discovery could already be in your pocket. Now I want you to do something. Go check your coins right now. And if you find a 1957 wheat penny, take a closer look, because you might be holding something incredible. And if you enjoyed this video, what if I told you a tiny coin from 1941 could be worth more than a luxury house, and most people still spend it without even looking? Sounds unbelievable, but it's true. Right now, there are rare coins hiding in plain sight, sitting in jars, wallets, and old collections, waiting to be discovered. And one of the most overlooked coins of all time is the 1941 wheat penny. At first glance, it looks completely ordinary, but don't let its simple appearance fool you, because hidden inside a few of these coins are rare errors and unique conditions that can turn them into a collector's dream. To understand why this coin is so important, we need to go back in time. The Lincoln wheat penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln. By 1941, the world was on the edge of war. The United States was preparing for what would soon become a major global conflict. Millions of pennies were being produced for everyday use. In fact, over 800 million 1941 pennies were minted in Philadelphia alone, with additional coins from Denver and San Francisco. So you might be thinking, if there are so many, how can one be worth big money? Here's the answer. Not all coins are created equal. Some coins were struck with errors, others were preserved in near-perfect condition, and a few are so rare they become incredibly valuable. Now let's talk about the real secrets behind the 1941 wheat penny. First, the weight. That a standard 1941 penny weighs about 3.11 grams and is made mostly of copper. This gives it that classic reddish-brown color. If your coin feels lighter, heavier, or looks unusual, you may have something special. Next, mint marks. 1941 pennies were made in 3 locations: Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with a small D, San Francisco with an S. Some mint marks are rarer in higher grades, making them more valuable. But here's where things get exciting: the real value comes from errors and condition. Some 1941 pennies show double die errors, where the design appears slightly duplicated. Others have off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or unusual markings. These errors are rare, and collectors are always searching for them. And then there's condition. That a heavily worn coin may only be worth a few cents, but a coin in mint state condition, with sharp details and original shine, can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Now imagine this: a rare error coin, in near-perfect condition, untouched for decades, suddenly discovered in a simple coin jar. That's how ordinary people make extraordinary discoveries, and this is why stories about million-dollar coins go viral, because it feels possible, because it could happen to anyone, and because history has already proven it. Some rare coins, like the famous 1943 bronze Lincoln wheat penny, have sold for over $1 million due to minting mistakes. And while not every 1941 penny will reach that level, the possibility of rare variations keeps collectors searching every single day. Now here's what you need to do: if you find a 1941 wheat penny, don't rush, take your time and inspect it carefully. Look at the date and letters for doubling, check the mint mark, examine the edges and alignment, weigh the coin if you can, compare it with verified rare examples, and most importantly, do not clean the coin. Cleaning can destroy its value instantly. Many beginners make this mistake, and regret it forever, because in the world of coin collecting, original condition is everything. Now think about this: how many coins have you ignored in your life? How many pennies have you spent without checking? What if one of them was worth thousands, or more? That's why this topic is so powerful, because hidden value is everywhere. You just need to know where to look. So the next time you see a penny, pause for a second, take a closer look, because that small piece of copper could hold a story, a history, and maybe even a fortune. Now I want you to do something right now: go find your old coins, check your drawers, jars, and wallets, and if you discover a 1941 wheat penny, look closely, because you might be holding something incredible. What if I told you, a small coin from 1941 could be worth more than a luxury house, and most people still spend it without even checking? It sounds crazy, but this is exactly what's happening right now. Every single day, rare coins are being used like ordinary money, simply because people don't know what to look for. And one of the most overlooked coins hiding in plain sight is the 1941 wheat penny. At first glance, it looks completely normal, just a simple copper coin with a familiar design, nothing special. But the truth is, some of these coins carry hidden value that most people never notice. To understand why, let's go back in time. The Lincoln wheat penny was introduced in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln, becoming one of the most iconic coins ever made. By 1941, the world was on the edge of World War II. The United States was increasing production of coins for daily use, and hundreds of millions of pennies were minted that year. Philadelphia produced coins without a mint mark. Denver produced coins with a D. San Francisco produced coins with an SSO. Yes, the 1941 penny is common, but here's the part most people don't know: not all coins are created equal. Some were struck with rare minting errors, others were preserved in nearly perfect condition, and a very small number are worth a fortune. Now let's talk about the weight. A standard 1941 wheat penny weighs about 3.11 grams and is made mostly of copper. If your coin feels different, looks unusual, or has a strange color, it could be something rare. Next, let's talk about the real secret behind valuable coins: errors. During the minting process, mistakes can happen, and those mistakes create rarity. Some 1941 pennies show double die errors, where the letters or numbers appear slightly duplicated. Look closely at words like Liberty and In God We Trust. If you see strong doubling, clear and sharp, not just damage, that could be a rare error coin. There are also off-center strikes, where the design is not properly aligned. Some coins have clipped edges, or unusual shapes. These errors are rare, and collectors are always searching for them. Now let's talk about condition. This is where value can increase dramatically. A worn 1941 penny might only be worth a few cents. But a coin in mint state condition, with sharp details and original shine, can be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars, and when you combine condition with a rare error, that's when prices can go extremely high. Some coins in the wheat penny series have reached incredible values, including the famous 1943 bronze Lincoln wheat penny, which sold for over $1 million due to a rare minting mistake, and this is why collectors never stop searching, because even though most coins are common, a few hidden treasures are still out there, and people are still spending them every day. Now imagine this, you find an old jar of coins in your house, you start going through them, one by one. And suddenly, you see a 1941 penny. Most people would ignore it, but you don't. You take a closer look, you check the details, and in that moment, you realize, this coin might be something special. That's how discoveries happen. That's how ordinary people find extraordinary value. And that's why this topic is so powerful, because it makes people think, what if I already have one? Now here's what you should do. If you find a 1941 wheat penny, inspect it carefully, look at the date and lettering for doubling, check the mint mark, examine the alignment of the design, weigh the coin if possible, compare it with verified examples, and most importantly, do not clean the coin. Cleaning can destroy its value instantly. Collectors want coins in original condition. Even small scratches or polishing can reduce the price. Now think about this, how many coins have you spent without looking? How many rare opportunities have passed through your hands? That's the real story. Hidden value exists all around you. You just need to recognize it. So the next time you see a penny, don't ignore it, take a closer look, because that small piece of copper could be worth more than you ever imagined. Now I want you to do something. Go check your coins right now, look for a 1941 wheat penny, and if you find one, take your time and examine it. Because you might be holding something incredible. What if I told you, a small copper coin from 1956 could be worth more than a luxury car, or even a house, and most people still spend it without ever checking? It sounds unbelievable, but this is exactly what's happening right now. Hidden inside everyday pocket change, there are rare coins worth thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars, and one of the most overlooked coins in this category is the 1956 wheat penny. At first glance, it looks completely ordinary. A simple design. A common coin, something you wouldn't even think twice about, but behind that simple appearance, there's a fascinating story, and a hidden opportunity. To understand why this coin matters, we need to go back in time. The Lincoln wheat penny was introduced in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln, becoming one of the most iconic coins in American history. By 1956, this coin was already nearing the end of its production era. Just 2 years later, in 1958, the design would change forever. So the 1956 penny is part of the final chapter of the wheat penny series, making it historically significant. Now let's talk numbers. In 1956, millions of pennies were produced. Philadelphia minted coins without a mint mark, Denver minted coins with a D. Because of these large numbers, most 1956 pennies are only worth a few cents today. But here's where everything changes. Not all coins are the same. Some were struck with rare minting errors, others were preserved in nearly perfect condition, and a few are so unique, they can be worth a fortune. Let's start with the weight. A standard 1956 wheat penny weighs about 3.11 grams and is made primarily of copper. If your coin has a different weight, or looks unusual in color or texture, it could be something rare. Now let's talk about the real secret: errors. Some 1956 pennies have double die errors, where the letters or numbers appear double due to a misalignment during the minting process. Look closely at words like Liberty and In God We Trust. If you see clear doubling, not damage, not wear, but actual duplicated lines, you might be holding something special. There are also coins with off-center strikes, where the design is not perfectly aligned. Others may have clipped edges or unusual shapes. These errors are rare, and collectors pay serious money for them. Now let's talk about condition. This is where things get really exciting. A worn-out 1956 penny might only be worth 1 or 2 cents, but a coin in mint state condition, with sharp details and original shine, can be worth hundreds, sometimes thousands, and when you combine rarity, error, and perfect condition, that's when prices can explode. Some rare coins in the wheat penny series have sold for massive amounts, including the legendary 1943 bronze Lincoln wheat penny, which reached over $1 million due to a rare minting mistake. This is why collectors never stop searching. Because even though most coins are common, a few hidden treasures are still out there, and people spend them every single day. Imagine this, that you're going through your old coins, maybe a jar that's been sitting for years, you find a 1956 penny, you almost ignore it, but something tells you to take a closer look, and that one moment could change everything. This is why videos like this go viral, because they make people think, they create curiosity, and they open the possibility that something small could be incredibly valuable. Now here's what you need to do: that if you find a 1956 wheat penny, inspect it carefully, check the date and lettering for doubling, look for a mint mark, examine the alignment of the design, weigh the coin if possible, compare it with real error examples, and most importantly, never clean the coin. Cleaning can reduce its value dramatically. Collectors want originality, they want history, untouched. Now think about this: how many times have you used a penny without looking at it? How many rare coins have passed through your hands without you even knowing? That's the real story here: hidden value, invisible treasures, and opportunities that most people miss. So the next time you see a coin, don't ignore it, take a closer look, because that small piece of copper could be worth more than you ever imagined. Now I want you to do something: that go check your coins right now, look for a 1956 wheat penny, and if you find one, examine it closely, because you might be holding something incredible.